Tab Epsom Day. It's an extraordinary card from Royal Randwick with 3 Group 1s. The Tab Epsom Handicap, the Flight Stakes and the Metropolitan. Plus the Group 2 Premier Stakes, an all-important lead-up to the $20 million Tab Everest. And 2-year-olds on the big stage in the Group 3 Breeders' Plate and Gimcrack Stakes. Showcase coverage of Tab Epsom Day, Saturday, live on the Sky Racing Network.
Hello everyone, welcome to everyone watching at home on Sky Thoroughbreds Central. We're in the Chairman's Room here at Royal Randwick for 2 barrier draws this morning. The 160th running of the Tab Epsom and the Metropolitan for Asahi Super Dry. Those 2 barrier draws done live here this morning. The Flight Stakes will come out this morning as well from the offices of Racing New South Wales to complement a wonderful program on Saturday. Of course, we see the 2-year-olds going around in the Breeders' Plate and the Gimcrack. Here is the Epsom field, 14 runners. Before the barriers are drawn, Chawolf, Pericles, Yellow Brick, Autumn Glow, who's currently the $1.80 favourite with Tab, Pia, Willie Dewitt, NCAP, El Costello, Depth of Character, Swift Falcon, Fully Lit, Verona Rose, Magneteer and Lord Penman carries saddlecloth number 14. That's where we'll start this morning with the Tab Epsom barrier draw. But first, Interim CEO of the Australian Turf Club, Steve McMahon, to welcome everyone here today. Steve.
Thank you, Greg. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, punters, for what will be a fantastic spring day on Saturday with the Group 1 Tab Epsom and also the Group 1 Asahi Super Dry Metropolitan. I'd like to acknowledge the ATC Chairman, Tim Hale, Vice Chair Caroline Searcy, and our directors, Annette English and David McGrath, as well as Ben Lloyd from the Tab, who's got some great activations to come up on Saturday for punters, and Doug May from Asahi Beverages. Racing New South Wales stewards Tom Moxon and Steve Ralton, and also trainers, punters, owners, jockeys, everyone involved, where we see the fantastic running of the 160th Epsom this Saturday. And as a special treat for ATC members to commemorate this day, after the running of the Tab Epsom, all ATC members have to do is go up to a bar, tap your card, and you can get a beer, a Shandon, or a wine or a soft drink for 160 cents. So for $1.60, ATC members can go and grab a beer. It's the cheapest beer in Australia. Also, punters from the NRL Grand Final ticket holders, keep an eye on your emails. All 80,000 ticket holders that are going to the Grand Final on Sunday, they get free general admission entry to Royal Randwick this Saturday. So keep an eye out. If you're a visitor from Melbourne or Brisbane, you'll need something interesting to do. So come to the races on Saturday at Royal Randwick. Good luck to everyone. Good luck to the punters. Good luck to the horses. Have a good day.
Thank you, Steve McMahon. Now, from the sponsors, Tab sponsoring the Epsom, the 160th running of the Epsom, Ben Lloyd, the Head of Racing and Sports Productions at Tab. Please welcome him. Ben.
Thank you and good morning, everyone. There's no two ways about it. This is the best time of year. The best horses and the best racing all around the world. It is my pleasure to be here representing Tab, ahead of the 160th Tab Epsom on Saturday at Royal Randwick. And what a race, what a history, with some of the all-time greats taking it out. Chawolf in 2014, Private Eye in 2021, Hartnell in 2018, Winks in 2015. Thank you to the ATC, thank you to Racing New South Wales for your partnership and commitment to racing in New South Wales. Tab is the biggest supporter of racing in New South Wales, and we are thrilled to once again be supporting the Tab Epsom. We'll bring our entire ecosystem to this race this weekend. The Tab Epsom will be beamed into 65 countries around the world via Sky Racing's partners into 4,000 venues and about 60,000 screens, and of course at home on Foxtel. Our digital offering with market-leading offers on the Tab app ties it all together. So if you're having a bet on the Tab Epsom, do it with Tab, but do it responsibly. Finally, good luck to all connections here today and on Saturday, and I look forward to an incredible day and an incredible Tab Epsom. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. Now I'll invite our stewards over to man the barrels. From one barrel will come the saddle cloths, and the order in which we draw, and then we'll invite participants to come up and draw from this barrel. So they've swapped around. Our very senior steward, Steve Rowton, will be drawing the saddlecloth numbers, and our new chairman of stewards, Tom Moxon, will be overseeing the barrel for the barriers. So here we go. This is the 160th running of the Tab Epsom on Saturday here at Royal Randwick, one of 3 Group 1s. And the first horse out is 11, Fully Lit. Winona Costin will ride for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott. Tracy Rook will draw the barrier for Fully Lit. Horse number 11, Fully Lit, with 50 kilos, has drawn barrier 8. Barrier 8. Gay looking for her 8th Epsom. Next horse out, horse number 10, Swift Falcon. Alicia Collett takes over on Swift Falcon for Team Hawks. Ben Lloyd, if you could come up and draw the barrier here for the connections of Swift Falcon. Horse number 10, second horse out. Barrier 4. Barrier 4, Swift Falcon. Next horse out in the Tab Epsom is 7, NCAP, 52 kilos. Rhys Jones will ride for Gary Portelli. Harper Portelli is going to draw the barrier for NCAP. Barrier 6. Barrier 6 for NCAP, who ran so well in a Doncaster. He runs in an Epsom from barrier 6, Rhys Jones, 52 kilos.
Number 2.
Horse 2, Pericles. Now, of course, with Bjorn Baker, a Group 2 winner at his most recent start. Josh Parr will ride. Jason Walsh from Godolphin will draw the barrier for Pericles, one of 14 runners in this year's edition. Barrier 5, right next to NCAP. Barrier 5 for Pericles. Josh Parr, second top weight of 57 kilos. Horse 8 is El Costello, 51 kilos. Andrew Atkins will ride. Joe Pride, the trainer. Anthony Cummings, one of the part owners and former trainer of El Costello, will draw the barrier, 51 kilos. Barrier 1. Gate 1. Welcome back. Barrier 1 for El Costello.
12.
Horse 12. This is Verona Rose. Harper's going to come back and draw Verona Rose's barrier, 50 kilos. Ben Thompson will ride for Gary Portelli, and you've got 3. Well done, young man. Barriers 3 and 6 for your stable. Good job. Verona Rose, barrier 3. Ben Thompson, Queensland jockey, will come down to ride. 14 down the bottom. Lord Penman gets into the field. Zach Lloyd will ride, the 50 kilos for Chris Waller. Tim Caneen to draw the barrier. Chris Waller looking for his 6th Epsom. Barrier 10 for Lord Penman. Barrier 10.
4.
Horse 4. Here's the favourite. Autumn Glow. Karen McAvoy riding for Chris Waller. Shannon Clark is going to draw for one of the part owners of Hermitage. They race alongside Arrowfield with Autumn Glow. Here is the favourite, Autumn Glow, the $1.80 favourite. The outside barrier, barrier 14. Autumn Glow, the favourite for the Epsom. Odds on at this stage. The outside gate, barrier 14.
5.
Horse 5, Pier. The Kiwi, Ethan Brown rides for Darren and Briar Weatherly. Darren Weatherly to draw the barrier for the visitor. The visitor's draw is gone, but you're right next to it, 13. Barrier 13, so Pier draws alongside Autumn Glow. 13 and 14, Pier and Autumn Glow. The 2 outside alleys are gone. Horse 3, Yellow Brick. The Queenslander, Andrew Mallion for Tony and Maddie Sears. Maddie is going to draw. Yellow Brick. 11. Barrier 11 for Yellow Brick.
Horse 6.
6. Will he do it? Tommy Berry, Kieran Maher. Gabnut is going to draw the barrier here for Will he do it? And it's barrier 2. Barrier 2, Will He Do It? We've got 3 barriers still to draw, including last year's winner, Wolf. Number 9 is Depth of Character. Rachel King for Annabelle and Rob Archibald. Annabelle will draw the barrier for Depth of Character, 50 kilos. Rachel King rides. 3 to go. 7. Barrier 7 for Depth of Character. Barrier 7. Here's number 1, Wolf, Chad Schofield and Joe Pride. Brad Playford to come up and draw the barrier for last year's winner, who went on to win the King Charles. Wolf has got 9. Top weight, 58 kilos, barrier 9. Horse 13, final horse out, Magneteer. Will Friedman will come up and draw, trains in partnership with his dad Richard. Jay Ford will ride, Magneteer 50. There's 1 left in there to make it official. Will says it's 12, and he's right. 12. Barrier 12, you're getting so much like your father, it's not funny. Barrier 12, Magneteer. So here is the full list of barriers. Wolf has drawn 9, Pericles is 5, Yellow Brick 11, Autumn Glow 14. 13 for Pier, Will He Do It 2, NCAP in 6, El Costello in 1, Depth of Character in 7, Swift Falcon in 4, Fully Lit in 8, Verona Rose 3, Magneteer in 12 and Lord Penman in 10. Tim Ryan will be joining us after the 2 barrier draws. After we complete the Metropolitan, he'll have an update on Autumn Glow's price in the Epsom. Okay, who's coming up first, Shani? Chantel Buckley is here to talk to some of the connections involved in that barrier draw. Maddie Sears, first of all, hoping that Yellow Brick can bounce back and win a big one, the Queenslander. Here she is, Maddie Sears with Chantel.
Maddie, you've drawn 11. Where does that sit with you? I think from that gate he's got no choice but to snag him back. Raced way too close in his last start, and we're hoping he sort of gets the same run he does in the Stradbroke, and he was very, very good in the Stradbroke, so hopefully it happens again on Saturday.
What did you think of his run in the Bill Ritchie when he finished 7th?
Look, we weren't disappointed. It's probably the best he's ever finished, being up on speed like that. He just can't finish off like that, especially with that weight, but back down in the weights, I think he'll be, you'll see him back to his Stradbroke best.
Third up, he's right to peak now?
Yeah, he's very much ready to go. He had a really good hit out this morning in company, and really happy with him, and he's come through the run really well. He feels great. I ride him every day, yeah.
You've kept him down in Sydney. You haven't taken him home this time round, have you?
No, we kept him. It's only 2 weeks between runs, so it seemed fitting just to leave him down here, and because I do ride him work, it's been a bit of a cruisy time for me here the last 2 weeks.
Do you stay on, or what do you do after this?
There's a couple of options, but I think we'll probably send him home and get him ready for Magic Millions Day. There's the sprint and the cutest race, so we'll let him have a bit of a freshen up and aim for there.
So your holiday will be over?
Yeah, pretty much.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Okay, also with us is Gary Portelli, who's going to have a 2-prong attack in this year's Epsom, Verona Rose and NCAP.
Gaz, firstly, I think you'll have to bring Harper along a little bit more.
Yeah, well, I'm not hiring him out, that's for sure. He does a pretty good job, doesn't he?
All right, NCAP, how's he come through the run on Saturday?
Yeah, really well. He's so lazy. You've seen what he's like. He doesn't push himself too hard, so he doesn't knock himself around. The last 400 was incredible on Saturday. Good to see him hit the line, and he drops back to 52. It's just a matter of how the race is going to be run now. So, it doesn't matter where he draws. He just can't begin. That first 4 or 5 strides is beyond him, and then he starts to truck up. But he ran a huge race in the Doncaster, and if he puts that together again, I think this year he should be very hard to beat.
You don't think the quick turnaround will hurt him? Do you think it might even sort of help him a bit?
Well, it did. In the Doncaster, he actually had a 4-day turnaround. He raced 4 days before, and he really hit the line that day. But he's a funny horse. He's got a bad habit of watching planes and drones and things. He just switches off. So if we can get him switched on the weekend, maybe that quick backup might be all he needs. I don't know what to do with him, but he won't go early, and he comes home late. And hopefully, as I said, we need some speed on. If it's a truly run race, he'll certainly be joining it at some point.
Verona Rose was good in the Tibby. She's drawn well.
Yeah, she's a lovely little mare. She's just every time we step her up, she handles the rising classes. Huge one last start in the Tibby. I was really pleased with that. She gets 50 on her back. She's an improving mare. I don't know where she lies, but I think I'm hoping the Golden Eagle might be a race for her later on. And this would be a nice stepping stone to get her in there, that's for sure.
And how's Queen of Clubs?
She's flying. A fantastic gallop this morning, and she's ready for the weekend. So hopefully a big weekend for our team. And we've got our first hero for Godolphin running in the gym crack, and looking forward to seeing her race too.
Exciting day coming up. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gaz.
Well represented, Gary Portelli. And now Darren Weatherly, who is the co-trainer with Briar of Pier, who's drawn barrier 13, second outside alley. Here's Darren Weatherly with Chantel.
Darren, I thought his first up run was huge, against the bias of the track.
Absolutely, yeah. Look, I knew he would be a little bit vulnerable his first up run. He was a little bit pretty, and so I was hoping to run top three, and he did. So I think he's improved from there, and he's certainly a better miler than he is a 1,300 metre horse.
I noticed you took him out last Wednesday to Warwick Farm for an exhibition gallop, so he looked like he'd really tightened up from that first up run.
Absolutely, and it was just because of the 3-week gap, and I don't think he's a horse you can back up, but just to take him out for a track gallop the other day and hear the speakers, he had a little bit of a think and a shake, and he's tightened up once again from that.
In terms of the track, he seems quite versatile. Would you rather a little bit of give in the ground, or dry's fine?
Look, I'm very fortunate. He's won 2 races on a heavy 10, and he's also won 2 races on a good 3. So very fortunate there. But a little bit of give in the ground will help his old knees and things.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
So that is the Epsom barrier draw market to come. Now we turn our attention to the Asahi Super Dry Metropolitan. For those of you who are at home, we'll put that field up. We have 18 plus 2 emergencies. The emergencies are Sun and Sand and also Strath Tay. So 18 can run in the Metropolitan over 2,400 metres. Please welcome to the stage the Head of Trade Relations at Asahi Beverages, a long-time racing fan and supporter. Would you please welcome Dougie May?
Thank you very much, Greg. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Asahi Beverages, we are delighted to be the naming rights sponsor of the 2025 The Metropolitan with Asahi Super Dry. This race is steeped in history, dating back to 1863. It was the original Great Metropolitan Stakes, run over 3,200 metres. In 1979, the race was elevated to Group 1 status, and the name of the race was changed to the Metropolitan and run over 2,600 metres. In 2001, the race had its final distance change, being reprogrammed to a 2,400 metre event. In 2021, Hugh Bowman made history, winning his 100th career Group 1 aboard Montefilia. The winner will join illustrious company of other notables, Battle Heights, Tiaqua Nick, Ming Dynasty, Montefilia, and last year's victor, Land Legend, trained by Chris Waller and ridden for his first Group 1 by Rhys Jones. Good luck to the owners, connections, trainers and jockeys. I look forward to celebrating with you after the race with a cold, crisp Asahi Super Dry. Thank you.
Okay, the barrels have been reset. And now we draw 20 horses, 18 in the main field and the 2 emergencies as well. So let's go. The Asahi Super Dry Metropolitan. First horse out. 20. Number 20, the second emergency is Strath Tay. Charlie Duckworth will come up and draw a couple of these. Firstly, Strath Tay. Rhys Jones, 50 kilos for Chris Waller. Chris chasing his 7th Metrop, barrier 10 for Strath Tay. He's the second emergency, barrier 10. Horse 6, Athabascan, 52 kilos. Dylan Gibbons riding for John O'Shea and Tom Charlton. Gus Boyd will draw the barrier for horse number 6, Athabaskan. Barrier 3. Gate 3 for Athabaskan. Next horse. 13. Horse 13, Royal Supremacy. Robbie Dolan on for Kieran Maher. Royal Supremacy, Gabnut to draw one of the stable runners here. Barrier 9. 9 for Royal Supremacy. Robbie Dolan rides. 15, Don Diego de Vega. Alicia Collett is riding and will draw the barrier this morning for Annabelle and Rob Archibald, one of a number of riders. Half the field's on 50 kilos the limit. 12, barrier 12 for Don Diego de Vega. Barrier 12. Horse 3, More Felons. Tommy Berry, Chris Waller, Shirley McGrath will draw the barrier for More Felons, 55 kilos, third top weight. Horse number 3 has drawn the outside alley. It's number 20. It'll become 18. So barrier 20 for More Felons. Horse 12, Glory Days. Anna Roper riding for Kieran Maher. Gabnut to draw. Big moment for Anna Roper riding in a Group 1. Barrier 4. 4, Glory Days. Barrier 4, 50 kilos. 18, Juakibo. No rider yet. Kieran Maher trains. Gab to draw the barrier. Juakibo scraping in. It's horse number 18 in the main field. It's got a run and it's drawn 15. 15 for Juakibo. 10 is Etna Rosso. Jay Ford and Chris Waller. Tim Caneen to draw the barrier for Etna Rosso. Horse number 10, another one with 50 kilos. Barrier 2. Gate 2 for Etna Rosso. The next horse out in the Asahi Super Dry Metropolitan. 14, Wycliffe, 50 kilos. Louise Day for Kieran Maher. Gab is going to draw Wycliffe. 6, barrier 6 for Wycliffe. We've still got one to go, the Maher stable. Horse 4, Changing of the Guard. Ethan Brown for Chris Lees. Dougie, if you could draw this one for the Lees stable. Changing of the Guard, 54.5. 8. Barrier 8 for Changing of the Guard, Ethan Brown to ride. They've also got Adelaide River. Here's 2, Arapaho. A Tancred Sydney Cup winner, Rachel King, Bjorn Baker. One of the owners, Carl Holt, to draw the barrier for Arapaho. He's got 58 kilos to add another staying feature win to his resume from 13. Barrier 13 for Arapaho. 8. Son of Sun for Bruce Wallace and Grant Cooksley. Kent Sun to draw Son of Sun, 51 kilos. 16. Barrier 16 for Son of Sun, the Kiwi. 19. Here is the first emergency, Sun and Sand for Barb Joseph, Paul and Matt Jones. And Paul is going to draw the barrier, hoping they get into the field. 50 kilos. This is the first emergency. The other emergency, Strathspey, drew 10. Sun and Sand has drawn 19. Barrier 19. So the emergency's out. They've drawn 10 and 19. 9. Horse 9, Soul of Spain. Newcastle Cup winner Zach Lloyd, Chris Waller, Tim Caneen to draw Soul of Spain's barrier. 11. 11 for Soul of Spain. 50.5 kilos. Horse 1, Vauban. Tim Clark for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott. Gay chasing a 10th Metrop. Emma Coleman from the stable. This is for Vauban. 7. 58.5, top weight, Tim Clark, barrier 7. 16, Flying Bandit, gets into the field with 50 kilos. No rider listed as yet. Kerry Parker trains. Tom Walter from Proven Thoroughbreds to draw the barrier for Flying Bandit. Gate 5. Gate 5. They announce it very quickly when they draw a good barrier to you, Tom, don't they? They sort of run away and hide when it's a bad one. But, 5. Thanks, Tom. 7. Here's the favourite, Birdman. Karen McAvoy, Chris Waller, Barry O'Brien is going to draw 51.5 kilos. The Metropolitan favourite, Birdman. 17. See what I mean, Tom? Didn't like that one. 17 for Birdman. Birdman, 17. Here's horse 11, Piggyback. Won the Colin Stephen on Saturday. Adam Watt from Dynamics Indications is going to draw the barrier for Piggyback, who backs up in 7 days. Andrew Atkins rides 50 kilos. Piggyback has drawn 14. 14 for Piggyback. We have 2 remaining. 17, Travolta. Ben Thompson riding for Chris Waller. Charlie is going to draw the barrier for Travolta. Ben Thompson takes over. 50 kilos. Here's horse 17, Travolta. Barrier 1. Barrier 1. Last horse. Adelaide River. Horse 5, Adelaide River. Doug May to draw the barrier. The last one in there. Tyler Schiller will ride for Chris Lees, who won a Metrop with County Tyrone. 18. 18. Yep. And that is the barrier draw for the Asahi Super Dry Metropolitan. Thank you to Tom and Steve. Vauban has drawn 7. Arapaho in 13. Moorfelons 20. Changing of the Guard 8. Adelaide River 18. Athabascan 3. Birdman 17. Son of Sand 16. Solar Spain in 11. Etna Rosso in 2. Piggyback 14. Glory Days 4. Royal Supremacy 9. Wycliffe 6. Don Diego de Vega 12. Flying Bandit 5. Travolta in 1. Juaquibo in 15. Sun and Sand 19. The first emergency, and Strathtay has drawn barrier number 10. Okay, Charlie Duckworth is here from the Chris Waller stable. They've got 5 plus an emergency in the Metrop. But Shani, we're all keen to know what he thinks of the outside gate in the Epsom.
Does it matter for her?
Yeah, it always makes it harder. But look, she's a good horse. She's obviously very, very short in the market. Yeah, she's just going to need to be really good.
How is she?
Yeah, she's terrific. She obviously had that exhibition gallop on Saturday at the races, bounced through that. She's just literally doing too well. So yeah, she's bouncing out of her skin. She's ready to explode, and yeah, it's her first crack at a Group 1, but she deserves it.
Lord Penman, he comes out of 10.
Yeah, he's actually just had a bit of a checkered pathway. He was an emergency and then drawn wide and sort of runs prior to his last start, and then last start he didn't get much luck, but he was sent here for an Epsom, so that's exactly where he's running.
All right, let's get on to the Metropolitan. Moorfelons, he comes out of 20.
Yeah, awkward draw. Realistically, he's going to be better over even further than the 2,400 metres, so doesn't make things ideal with a big weight, but it's more of a stepping stone for him.
Birdman 17, that win last start, that'll give him a bit of confidence now.
Yeah, it will. And look, obviously, running at that set weights race meant he was exempt from having a penalty. So, terrific job to get that win and still get in with a nice light weight. He was also in Melbourne, and because the weights weren't out, he carries 58.5. So that shows how well he is in the race. 2,400 metres will be a massive positive. Just an awkward draw. Kieran's going to need to be good.
Soul of Spain, he comes off that Newcastle win. He comes out of 11.
Yeah, he's been super progressive all preparation. Obviously started up in Queensland, and sort of, look, it's hard to knock his form. He keeps fronting up. I know he covered no extra ground last start, but he sees the trip out well. He's obviously the form horse and the one on the upward curve.
Etna Rosso, he looks ready to peak, and he draws really well in 2.
Yeah, he'll get the run of the race. Jay Ford very, very keen to ride. Rang up asking for the ride at 50 after his last start, so he obviously saw plenty in him. he'll get the dream run. He's a beautiful horse. He didn't have much luck last year, so hopefully we can make amends.
You did a good job with Travolta.
Yeah, yeah. Look, he's been brilliant. He started off this preparation at the midweeks, and he's sort of continued to progress. He's rock hard fit. He's sound. He was solid at Newcastle last start. I don't think the distance will be a problem, and a lightweight and a soft draw certainly aids that.
And does Strathday back up, provided he gets a run?
Yeah, providing he gets a run, obviously, will sort of. With the acceptances being on the Tuesday, you have only had sort of 2 days post-race to assess fully how they come through it. But he seems to have pulled up fine at this stage, and we'll continue to push on. Hope he gets a start.
Big day for the team. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Alicia Collett has rides in both the Epsom and the Metrop. She'll ride Don Diego de Vega in the Metrop, and she takes over as the new rider on Swift Falcon in the Epsom.
We'll start off with Don Diego. He's ready for this trip. His run the other day was quite good.
It was. Obviously, it was a bit of a pickle of the barriers. He got back a little bit further than anticipated, but I thought his work to the line was beautiful for a first-up run. Obviously, he's only had a small let-up, but look, I can't complain about the barrier because obviously I drew it, so we'll have to work that out in a couple of days.
You can't come back if nothing goes right and say it was the barrier.
I was going to blame Annabelle, but I can't now.
Swift Falcon, you've never sat on his back before, but that's a great pickup ride.
It is. I worked him this morning. Pretty sure the blinkers are going on. His work was class. I like the barrier. I like the sit-up for him, so hope for the favourite's not too good.
50 kilos for you. Is it pretty easy?
It's going to make me look a little bit leaner.
You can still have breakfast, though.
Yeah, just a little bit, though.
Don't eat for the rest of the week, then.
Perfect. I'll try not to.
Best of luck Saturday, Alicia.
Thank you.
Okay, and I think we have Annabelle. Annabelle's got, a couple of runners to talk about in the Epsom and the Metrop, but of course Tupacara, worth mentioning in the flight, of course, Shani.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll kick off with depth of character. He's third up, but second up was in the Bill Ritchie. It was a good run.
Yeah, really good run. We set him for this race when we put him in the paddock at the end of last preparation. Had a long prep as a 3-year-old from Magic Millions all the way through to the coast. And I think we've sort of learned the mile is his sweet spot, but just takes a couple of runs to get there. He raced a bit fresh first up, but he settled down and raced much more tractably in the Bill Ritchie and was good late. So Andy Atkins rode him that day and got off and said he was ready for the mile. So 50 kilos, Rachel King, and for once I've drawn an okay barrier.
Yeah, middle of the pack, that's fine for him?
Yeah, I think that's perfect for him. He's probably not a horse you want necessarily cluttered up on the fence, so at least that's going to give Rachel options being in the middle.
We just heard from Alicia with Don Diego, but his run the other day suggests that he's ready.
Yeah, he was a bit fresh in the barriers. He leapt up in the air rather than going forward, so we were spat out the back on what was a very, very sedate tempo. So it was a slow watch, that race, because there wasn't much he could do from back there. But it probably, in hindsight, wasn't the worst thing to happen anyway. He hadn't ran since the Grafton Cup in July, and we went straight to the 2300 in the Newcastle Cup. But he was terrific through the line. Very clean-winded horse, naturally very fit horse that doesn't take a lot of work. So Alicia had a sit on him this morning. She's had a feel for him, and looking forward to getting him to this race with a lightweight. I think he's right in it.
And then does he go straight into the big dance off that?
No, I think he's a horse that wants a trip. So we'll see how he runs here, whether he then has options down in Melbourne potentially, or even the St Ledger. But I think the mile's probably going to be a bit short for him in a big dance.
Tupacara, how's she lining up for Saturday?
Yeah, good. Obviously, her first up run was massive. Drew wide, went back, and was a big run home. And maybe as a result, ran a little bit flat second up. She probably ran slightly below expectations, albeit she still ran well. Ran third. They've all got a bit of improving to do to catch the favourite, but her work was really good this morning. She's third up. She went very close in the Champagne here as a 2-year-old, so we know the mile here suits, and she's rock hard fit.
Are you accepting with any of your other fillies?
Yeah, Next Gen, she's accepted. She was very good first up. Again, a little bit flat second up, but she gets the blinkers on. Her work was really good this morning, so we'll have 2 in the race.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Tim Ryan from the Tab. We had, the favourite in the Epsom Autumn Glow drew the outside alley in 14, and the other favourite, Birdman, he drew wide in the Metrop 17. Start with the Epsom. What did you do with Autumn Glow's price?
Yeah, well, traditionally barriers don't matter that much over the Randwick Mile, but when you're an odds-on favourite, you've got a target on your back. I think it is going to make life tougher for Autumn Glow. We actually put her up as a $1.80 final field. She was $1.90 yesterday, but a few less acceptors than I thought, so I put up $1.80, but I've now pushed her out to $1.90. She's a horse we've taken on a few times in the past and been left with egg on our face. Looking for a chink in her. She's been on speed, back off the speed, hot pace, slow pace. She's done it all. I guess the queries on Saturday, that wide gate, the mile for the first time, and Group 1 class for the first time. So, look, we're out to $1.90. I'd suggest we may see black odds on race day. We'll just see how it shakes out in the betting from here on. Beowulf and Pericles are your equal second favourites at $8. They are unchanged today. Willie Do It, we put up 11 this morning. He drew well in barrier 2. He's an early firm. There's money around for Willie Do It. He's 11 into 9. Pier just gets out a little bit, 11 out to 13 after drawing wide. Swift Falcon, 15. El Costello drew gate 1. A couple of punters like that. He's been 26 into 21. And at longer odds, we've laid a couple of big bets early doors. Verona Rose, we laid $750 each way at the $51. She's a firm into 34. And Magneteer, straight after we put the field up, $101 into $71. We laid a bet to win $100,000 there, $1,000 at the 101 in the Tab Epsom.
Okay, the Metrop, a bit more open.
Yeah, for sure here. Birdman was the $4.50 favourite final field. He draws barrier 17. I thought he really appreciated drawing barrier 1 in the lead up to Kingston Town, so I think the barrier is tough for him, and I think favouritism might be up for grabs here. He's $4.50 out to 5, but I'm not sure if he will start favourite on race day. Solar Spain is your second pick. He's got the different form line, winning the Newcastle Cup there. He's $6. Vauban was a little bit disappointing in the Kingston Town, but he started very short there. $8. I suggest he might be a likely firmer. Adelaide River was 11 into 9 pre-draw, but after drawing wide, gets back to 11. And on that same line there, Arapaho, Changing the Guard, and Etna Rosso. Travolta's starting to see a little bit of early money there as a $15 chance, drawing barrier 1, but wide open the Metrop, and I suggest favouritism is up for grabs.
Okay, flight stakes a little bit later. You're betting all in until tomorrow with the other feature races.
Yeah, Apocalyptic was a $1.90 favourite all in for the flight stakes. I suggest she'll probably maybe even shake out a little bit shorter once we go final field. Just waiting on those final fields to lob. But yeah, betting still on the Premier, the Dulcify, and the two-year-old races to kick off the season, the Breeders and the Gimcrack. There's already been some good early interest.
Okay, Tim back with us at Formline on Thursday night. So that's our barrier draw for the Epsom and the Metrop. Of course, on Saturday, if you can't be out here at Royal Randwick, you'll see it all here on Sky Thoroughbred Central.
Tab Epsom Day. It's an extraordinary card from Royal Randwick with 3 Group 1s. The Tab Epsom Handicap, the Flight Stakes and the Metropolitan. Plus the Group 2 Premier Stakes, an all-important lead-up to the $20 million Tab Everest. And 2-year-olds on the big stage in the Group 3 Breeders' Plate and Gimcrack Stakes. Showcase coverage of Tab Epsom Day, Saturday, live on the Sky Racing Network.